Our friends, the Dubai cricket season has just sort of, and our second division league has been on the ground, and I'm on my favorite grounds, favorite place in Dubai, in fact, the rugby sevens. The IPL teams are preparing themselves to come here and they play and go. Not to waste much of time, today I'm going to talk of one of my favorite persons in my life, one of my idols, KP Shenoy, Prabhakar Shenoy, and the Shenoy families, where I got locked with them at very early age of mine. As you see, my team is playing a game and I've added about 15 kilos of overweight. So I'm not playing, I'm training, and the youngsters are playing. It took some time. I'm taking all back, way back in early 80s, when Goa had just got the facilities of having televisions in around Goa. Before Goa had no television services, Doordarshan services that time. And that era was 1982, and Asiads were just launched in Delhi, the Appu Asiads. And we were at that time staying in Lotus Apartments, St.Inez. My dad used to be always on the move. We were traveling because we did not have a house of our own at that time, other than the ancestral houses. And so we were in Panjim in a new place, Lotus Apartments. And when the Asia started, we had no TV at that time. And I was in search of place to move in and watch the Olympic, the Asias at that time. And my friendly neighborhood at that particular time was the Shenoys. That's how it all started. Going to watch TV, requesting an hour, and then growing into 2 hours, and then a day, and then the build-up got it. All my life, I have always felt that I always come across some personalities whom I compare to Amitabh Bachchan. And this personality whom I'm talking today is also one of them. One was Dr. Ganekar, which I've already mentioned in my previous episodes. And this Prabhakar Shenoy. What a man it is. I still remember the first time I felt a man getting treated the way he should be. And I was just, at that particular time, 10 years old. The noise that happened, when Anna used to come from work in the evening. The full family used to cluster down, make sure that he comes up. Everybody was just getting scared as he gets, make him comfort zone, sit in his hall. And I always sensed like, who is this man? Like, my neighbor. I always had my father. My father was a different kind of a person, but Prabhakar Shenoy was the first man in my life whom I sensed living a life of a man. As I made my friendly inroads to watch the television and the programs, I slowly came to know about Anna. The way he was, Yellow, I was always curious to know about his life. He was the third child of Amma. Amma used to be there, a old lady who was his mother. And he was like running a lab at that particular time. He's one of the pioneers in Goa for this blood laboratories, this industry. He's still running his lab. His son is doing it now. He's a doctor, Prasad. We'll come back to that later. And Anna was number 3, and he was taking care of the full family at that particular time. He had 3 more brothers and 5 more sisters to get married. Total 11 children. And 2 of his elder sisters were already done with their marriages. He had lost his father, so he was the sole responsible person taking care of his family. And the respect he derived, the way he spoke, his voice was so catchy, like it was like almost sounded like Amitabh Bachchan's voice. That's why I call him Amitabh Bachchan, his personality, the way he carried himself, the way the full siblings of his respected him, his kids. He had 3 kids, he has 3 kids. One was Praveen, and Priya, and Prasad. Prasad has become doctor. That was his dream. Talking about Anna was one of the earlier persons who was aiming to be a doctor, taking care of the responsibilities of the family. He had to let go his ambitions and went on to being a lab assistant, going on to starting his own laboratory in Velo building in Panjim. the heart of Panjim. And it's almost there, I guess, more than 40 years. So he's one of the pioneers in this industry, as I said. And he went to a lot of hardships to get that firmed up, confirmed what his business is. Today his family is taken over. His son is a doctor who runs the lab himself. That era, his family used to help him. He had his younger sisters who used to run around and assist him in the lab. His younger sister was my Rakhi sister, so that was the way I was grew. She used to always protect me from my house and their house, and I was allowed in their house all the time. Most important part of his life was Vani. Vani means his wife, Jaya. Her name was Jaya. She was a bank in Syndicate Bank, I guess, and she was always there. Used to always entertain me to come and watch cricket because she was a cricket fanatic. I still remember she used to be a fan of Roger Binny because I guess Roger Binny was also an employee of her bank which she was working. And she used to like him. I remember watching the World Cup in their house, 1983. So the seeds of cricket in me all started from Anna's house. I owe a lot to him. And she was always entertaining me for cricket. She was watching. They always watched my progress as I grew big. As we moved away from that place also, we lost in touch, but she was always in touch sometimes with my parents. Anna was also in touch. So because anyone has to take any lab test, we had to go to their labs. So we could not cut off with them that easily also. Now also we are in touch with Anna. I was there at his place. There was an occasion, I remember, sometime in between, I can say around 2003, 2004, or 2000, I don't remember that era. I was in a function. I just heard his voice, and I took my wife and rushed to see, and it was Anna. So that peculiar voice he had, impactful, which was like we could take and run the show by hook or crook. Coming back, I met him in a few months back, and he's still very same person, commanding person. He's very happy living his life. He's lived to his fulfill. He has lived to his fullest, as he says. Thank you, Anna and Vani and the Shenoys, who were always around me in that particular era, to help me come up with my cricket. Thank you very much. I could not end up without this Anna, who is 78 now. But the impact he created, the qualities which he had, which I came to saw at the age of 10, the commanding quality, the integrity within the family, the determination which he showed in his life, the family orientation of a Hindu Saraswat family, rising from nowhere in not a place of his own, sacrificing yet fulfilling his dreams. Above all, being the man not just for a family, but for families. And to see all this at age of 10, it was a solid impact created on me. I'll always be thankful to you, Anna, and your blessings have always counted upon me. Thank you very much.